This is the J-Hawks Sports Network, powered by Heartland Technology.
All right, welcome aboard to the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayberg. Coach Tim Sauer joining me tonight as we are set for a two-game homestand here in Jesup as the 2-2 J-Hawks come in with a record on the season, still seeking that first district victory as they will face tonight a team they've only ever faced one other time, and that was last year, Iowa Falls-Alden, as the Cadets come in, at 2-4. Jesup also at 2-4. And Coach, this is the time. We got to get some wins here the next couple if we're still going to be playoff bound.
Yeah, if we want to be playing into a little bit later in October, we definitely need to do some different things here. And we're going to get one tonight. We're going to have a great matchup between Iowa Falls and us, and we got to get it done. We got to get it not only a win, but I think if you look at the point differential here and there, there's some mathematics that needs to happen these next 2 weeks for us to get into the playoffs. So we'll see how the Jayhawks do tonight. We got to win tonight, do a couple other things, and go from there.
Looking at Iowa Falls-Alden, Cade Oberding, a sophomore. He's a quarterback coming in, and if you're a chance to listen to the interview I did with Coach McMartin today, he's kind of their offense, but he's still a sophomore and has had some success on the ground, through the air, and that's something they'll pay special attention to. A young team, but so is Jesup in a lot of key areas when you look at the Jayhawks.
Yeah, just breaking down some film this week on CO. That is their commanding officer over for Iowa Falls, the guy that wears the green sticker. It's going to be a great matchup. He's one heck of an athlete, and Nate, like you said, he's just a sophomore. And so we're looking to be able to try to contain him a little bit tonight, but it should be some explosive plays from him. And this is a really young football team for Iowa Falls. I think talking to Coach McMartin earlier in the week, I think they have a plethora of sophomores that are playing up. And, they're 2-4 this year, and years to come they should be able to build off of that. But buckle up, Jayhawks. Let's go. So
Cade Oberding, he has thrown for 577 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's rushed for 414 and 4 touchdowns on his own. And you look at Jesup, Ryan Treptow he's lost a game and a half because of that shoulder injury, came back in, sitting in after the PCM Monroe game that took him to the sideline to try and coach some things on. But, he came back last week against Union, 685 yards through the air, 40 for 80. When you look at what's happened there, 380 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. But you got to give credit to these two guys, Preston Youngblood, Tice Larson. Defensively, offensively, they've really stepped up for the Jayhawks. Yeah, it's been great to see RT kind of rebound from his junior year where he was looking at being, I think, about a 48% completion percentage guy. Now he's up to 50. His sophomore year, he was right around 56, 58%. A lot of high percentage concepts out there for him to pass to. And, man, watching him in pregame warm-ups, he had no problem dicing him up for about 50 yards in the air. So be interesting to see the Jayhawks be able to set up the run tonight and be able to throw it in the air as well. Coach Jacob McMartin and his Jayhawks have come through and broken through as they make their entrance and line up on the sideline, and we will have the playing of our national anthem here very shortly from Jesup's pep band, all decked out in their Jesup Hawaiian shirt gear. Have you decided, have you committed to one of those yet? I made a promise to myself a long time ago I wasn't going to get anything that wasn't a 2X tall. So I did see Joe Smines kind of modeling it earlier in the week. So I might have to wait for the next order. Okay. Well, there's probably nothing hanging down on the rack that's going to fit you down there unless your guest's going to cut it off. We're going to turn things over here as we will crank up our microphone outside and get a chance to hear the pep band and our national anthem here in Jesup tonight. Jesup and Iowa Falls-Alden. All right, the national anthem performed by Jesup's pep band as we will be ready for kickoff here very shortly as the Jayhawks wearing the all blues with the orange and white trim with the white helmets. And Iowa Falls-Alden, they will have their white tops on, black pants, and looks like black helmets over on that far sideline. So, you know, Iowa Falls-Alden, they had been traditionally a 3A school up until last year. They're going to be a bigger 2A school. But, you know, you look at their roster, not much different than what we see for Jesup compared to some of the schools we've already seen earlier this year.
Yeah, you know, kind of around this area, you see everyone kind of roughly the same size, maybe a little bit bigger boys kind of out in the farmlands or the less rural communities, but, you know, pretty even matchup, and you don't see a whole bunch of 300-pounders over there, so it'll be a good test for our Jayhawks here. So,
as we head out for the coin flip, and Jesup will be running out there with Hunter Surley as well as Brendan Oshner, and Iowa Falls-Alden out for the coin toss. Jacob Crosser is out there midfield, and we will see Jesup. Looks like we're going to receive. Iowa Falls will kick, and Iowa Falls, the other captain out there on that flip, want to give him credit. Keaton Mulford, a senior, out there as Jesup. Fans filling in the stands, down the fence lines, and we're going to be set for kickoff here again very shortly. But again, last week, looking at where Iowa Falls has been. Again, they're 2-4 on the year, 2-1 in district play. Jesup 0-3 in district play, looking for one of those spots in the playoff. You're going to take 4 into the playoffs. 2 the season technically could keep going if you want to find that Week 9 game, but most of the time you kind of just move on. But we don't even want to have to make that decision.
Yeah, that's always a tough one, being in that position where if you know, traditionally my first couple of years of coaching, you were given a 9-game season. If you didn't make the playoffs, your season was done. And now for more of a competitive balance, what the state has changed to is an 8-game schedule. And then if you're not in the playoffs, or you're not one of those top 4 teams in the district, you can schedule a Week 9 game. And sometimes when you're in the bottom of your district, you got a lot of things kind of going against you. Low participation, you have some injuries, and it sometimes can really be hard to schedule that Week 9 game that's not across the state.
So Jesup again will receive, and Jesup back to return. Tice Larson, and it looks like Preston Youngblood back there to return. So mixing some of that up a little bit. And that's been a key struggle here, Tim, has been that return team, that kick return team, really trying to gain some yards. Granted against, PCM Monroe. We didn't get much of that because a lot of it was kicked out.
Right.
But the opportunity you have on a kickoff to really do some damage when you're ready to go, especially when you get it right off the bat.
It's such a big tone setter here, especially being on KOR, kickoff return. And we've got 2 absolute units back there for our KOR. Just, Tice being our focal point in the vertical passing game, and Preston toting the rock all season.
So coming near side, Tice picks it up at the 9-yard line. Clock will begin moving, come up into the numbers. Youngblood gets a nice snap against the defense and the coverage team. And he's going to be taken down just shy of that 24-yard line. Yeah,
great opportunity to get our offense in a good position, retain possession, and let's get a great start here for the Jayhawks.
11:54 on the clock. They will again set it up 1st and 10 on that 23-yard line. Ryan Treptow at quarterback with Preston Youngblood in that backfield. Near side, Abe Sullivan has seen a lot of minutes here late with some injuries that took place a couple weeks ago. But Preston gets the nod right away, gets scampered across that scrimmage line, and he'll get past that 25. Make up, about a 3-yard pickup looks like?
Yeah,
or 5-yard pickup.
5-yard pickup. Excellent first play tone setter there. Nice job by Jesup moving crew. We had our backside guard pull, looked like some type of trap. Excellent pull to get the head inside the hole and let Preston run full with a full head of steam.
So Iowa Falls, 4 down linemen as they look shallow in that backfield. Treptow has time. He's going to go ahead and tuck it on his own. Crosses the 30, snake it out of bounds about the 35, pushing 36-yard line.
And that's the wonderful thing about RT, his ability to manipulate the pocket and manipulate the passing timeline. You're looking at someone who is probably by the end of the season to be Jesup's number 5 all-time career rusher right around now. Preston has a lot of work to do as well, but as we continue throughout this season, we'll talk about RT and Preston's ability to climb up the all-time career rushing record.
So first down and 10 on that 37, still in their own territory. That long snap, quick handoff to Preston. A little bit of a stiff arm, stays on his feet out of bounds. What are you seeing defensively there, Coach?
I'm not going to lie. I was watching more of our counter motion there. That was a wonderful job by Preston. Wasn't much there, kind of massive humanity getting Iowa Falls doing a great job of plugging the line of scrimmage so Preston be able to bounce it out. I'll do a better job watching the defense now to give you a better analysis.
So you got about a 4-yard pick, actually 5-yard pickup is what they will say. Clock slowly moving here in this first quarter, and Jesup already gaining some energy out of that kickoff and continue to hand it to Preston just shy of that first down.
Yeah, very first down. I was going to say it was third and man.
They are going to take him forward.
Excellent. You're seeing right now a 4-2, a 4-4 base from Iowa Falls. Right now, these first couple plays, you're not seeing much penetration from Iowa Falls' defensive line. And that's one of the key things you look for a defense. Can you plug? Can you penetrate? Can you pin? And how's your pursuit? And right now, they're not doing a great job of penetrating that defensive line. The defensive line's not doing a great job of penetrating.
Jesup still trying to inch into Cadet territory at that 48-yard line. 5 down front right now, actually 4 down front for Iowa Falls, and quickly blitzing in, and tackle made for Iowa Falls by Trevor Bailey. Quick in there to grab that.
Yeah, that's just a common deal right there. They brought more than we could block, and right there, of course, I said they're not doing a great job penetrating, and it looks like they brought about 7 people there, and a numbers game that doesn't work out for us.
Lose 3 yards on that. Take a breather, line back up again. 2 to the far, 1 to the near. Fake to Youngblood, and coming in to grab that quickly on that far side. That was going to be Paxton McCone, as he'll get it, and he'll skate up for about 3 yards. Actually, 6 yards altogether.
Yeah, beautiful RPO there from the Jayhawks. You saw RT didn't like the look he got from the trap that was going to the boundary, and he could see that the outside linebacker on the wide side was kind of staying in to try to protect the box, and easy completion for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, Paxton had to go and then step back out to come get that ball. 3rd down, just now into Iowa Falls-Alden territory. And that low snap. Cock back and go, and a miss attempt. Looked like maybe Tice Larson was the intended receiver.
Yeah, really good concept from the Jayhawks to the wide side of the field there. They weren't looking to try to take the defense over the top, try to get 4th and manageable, and being able to put it in position where maybe they go for it on 4th down.
So we're going to see the punt team come on, unsuccessful on 3 downs. That loss in the backfield did not help them at all. But Preston will stay in there as he lines up 10 yards behind that snap for that punt. He's had most of these duties this year as he gets that
end over end
relatively high, scooped up at about the 16-yard line, and McCone had a hand on him and will chase him out of bounds.
Yeah, a big thing the Jayhawks need to really focus on here, and we've seen the past games, we need to make special teams special. It's 3 phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and we got to be able to capitalize going forth if we want to continue to have success this season.
So when you look at the defensive leaders for Jesup overall, Tice Larson has really stepped in after a hurt Jude Sullivan went down a couple weeks back. He was 16 solo tackles, but Tice Larson, 24 solo tackles in his time so far this season. Cade Olberding.
Running back.
Coming near side, and that ball is going to be
should be incomplete.
A forward pass, but incomplete. And Devlin right there quickly saw a ball come down and wasn't able to snag it, but it didn't matter at that point.
Yeah, I misspoke there. It was actually a backwards pass, which treated as a fumble there. And you're going to see that from Iowa Falls coming up here. You're going to see a lot of leak from the running back to try to get out in space, and that seems to be one of their favorite targets, being able to throw the running back coming out of the backfield.
Timeout wanted by Iowa Falls. What do you see there? Maybe a miscommunication
Yeah,
on the play?
I mean, you're already backed up. This isn't a favorable start for Iowa Falls, being 2nd and 15. You know, there's not a lot of really great play calls other than try to get you into 3rd and manageable. One thing you're going to see from Iowa Falls tonight, you're going to see a 2x2 set. They like to spread out. You might actually see 5 wide receivers out there with no running back. They have a couple kind of funky alignments and formations as well, and we'll kind of deep dive on that as we see it progress through the night.
8:38 is where we're at as Iowa Falls-Alden takes their first time out. But, you know, when you're looking at what compared to what we saw maybe in the last 3 weeks, although we were not successful, Jesup was as far as getting in the end zone. They were making the ball. They were making progress, moving the ball. Just got to protect some of those holes and keep do some smart play.
We did some great stuff against Union, and it was a great battle. And I'm sure Coach McMartin would say there's things that we need to get back offensively and defensively, but it's a chance. Oop, bubble snap.
Olberding looks to the near side and will find a pass play into the hands of Colin Piper.
Let's go, defense!
What we got here? Okay, 2x2 set.
Piper, that's his 2nd catch on the year.
So look at the sideline here. You can see them signaling in what they want, what the Eric Walking Stick wants the quarterback to do here.
Comes back, drops a few yards.
Wow.
Has an open man, but overthrows that on the far side as it was intended for Kalos, a sophomore for the Cadets.
And that's huge for the Jayhawks. Get him off the field, a 3 and out. Everything right now has been underneath, and that's we got to consider that as a win, a big win for the Jayhawks here.
Olberding will take his 26th punt attempt. He's averaging pushing 34 yards each time he is in that role as he's lined up at about that 6-yard line for Iowa Falls-Alden. Long snap, a little high, rush is coming in from the side, and that one is going to sail out, just bounces out of the sideline, shy of that 40-yard line.
Yeah, so for those of you at home, it looks like we have a north to south wind, maybe about 6-7 miles per hour. So this would aid Iowa Falls be able to, when they're punting here, to be able to get maybe just squeeze a little bit more out of their punting game.
You know, and we're looking at, we were talking earlier, it's the 2nd week of October. It's Game 7, and it was 85 degrees in Jesup today. And we haven't had to bust out the cold weather gear yet.
No, we were talking as a PE staff. We've been very fortunate. We've been able – I was actually talking to Miss Windblade just about 30 minutes ago about how we're still outside for PE and how beautiful the weather is.
Oh. And the blitz comes in. Again, that offensive line that McMartin was put a lot of praise on today when I talked to him is seeing some challenges at Iowa Falls is finding ways in.
Yeah, Jesup moving crew has had some different changes, some shuffling on the offensive line due to some people not being able to play. And, you know, we're going to find out what we're made of here. 2nd and long, kind of behind in the sticks, and we'll see what Coach McMartin has in his playbook here.
And 2nd out 14, Preston will take it, and he loses traction, it feels like, in the field. And you know, you look at the field right now, and I don't know, Anthony, if you can pull back a shot looking between the 40 and 50-yard line, there's some wear that's been on this field, and I walked out there earlier. You know, it doesn't look like dead grass. It just looks like it's been matted down, and it's been a good surface to this year. But you know, it does get some usage between JV and some flag football and things like that out here in middle school games. But it doesn't have that grip if it was August. There's an interception as right away Iowa Falls-Alden is going to take it over after three attempts here this series and
in each other's way.
And just did not get that far enough, and it looked like that was going to be intended, I think, for Vogel. And we're turning it back over.
Yeah, it's tough on the wide side of the field. We had 2 guys occupying the same space, and they tripped up on each other. I think RT thought he could squeeze one in there, but we didn't have the right route running, what it looked like, and some of the questionable placement. But let's see if this defense can be bend, don't break here.
So Cadets will start in Jesup territory, and the defense comes in hard. Devlin in on that. Oshner had a tag along with Youngblunt.
That's a great job by Jesup defense to force the defender out in the what would be Iowa Falls sideline. forcing a change of direction, and then with the excellent pursuit from the Jayhawks, able to clean it up for a loss.
2nd down and 11. 1 near side, 2 far side on that left hash. Shotgun, the quarterback will bring it on his own. Looking for an opening, but defense, Jesup converging defensively, but potentially a missed opportunity on a penalty that the Stripes will keep it in the belt and spot that ball at the 41.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at Cole's name all night. He's such, these first couple plays, these first couple drives, he's such a dynamic player. And if Iowa Falls is going to have any success tonight, it's him being able to throw it and be able to tote the rock.
And Jesup will get caught off sides as Jesup will see Tice Larson come across, as well as Carson Hovey got caught up in that longer count, making it a 3rd down and 4. Spot that at the 36. 5:37 to go, first quarter here, Class 2A District 6. And Iowa Falls continues to try and chip it away as Patton is the ball carrier on that.
Nice job by everyone staying gap sound in the front 7 for the Jesup defense. Front 8 for the Jesup defense. And that's tough. Right between our tackles, our defensive ends, that's going to be a tall task, especially with sophomore Nick Tempest kind of plugging up the holes.
Going to go on 4th down. Wide open on that left side. Will get the first down on that reception to Callis. There is a flag on the field as he goes out of bounds right near the 25-yard line, it appears.
Nice job by Jesup defense, keeping everything in front of you. That's really tough because you don't want to see a double move from the wide receiver and try to catch us sleeping.
Holding on the offense, that'll bring it back. So they will get an opportunity on 4th down again, and I got to think they'll go punt team on this.
Yeah, that's a killer right there. Holding, especially in that part of the field. I mean, you could still go for it if you're really going to trust your defense here for Iowa Falls. But this is also great territory to see a fake or try to. It is 4th and 13, 4th and 14. Better to play the field position battle right now and see if the Jayhawks can go the length of the field.
Still lined up in Jesup territory, and they're gonna see what they can do here. As quickly Youngblood will actually no, that'll be McCone, goes back on the return, calls a fair catch, and will be spotted about the 14-yard line, 14.5-yard line is where they'll play it with just under 5. And you talked about the wind earlier. I think the last couple of weeks, flagpole's been dead, and now we have some wind to play with a little bit, and it's coming out of the north. The advantage of that team that's going to be doing some kicking, but Jesup will begin downs on their own 14, and they really got to tighten up that front line. Treptow gets that snap quickly to Youngblood. Gets hung up right behind that line of scrimmage is where that defender got through.
If I'm Iowa Falls right now, I'm going to continue to send a pressure, whether it's a 5-man or 6-man. Jesup trying to commit to the run to establish their run game. And, sometimes you can sneak through if they try to bring an extra. And right now we're 2nd and 11, and let's see what Coach McMartin can draw up here.
Haven't really seen success in the passing game just yet. And a fake handoff, nice block, and Preston. Looking for an opening. He's got time, and he's got a catcher. He's got a receiver with Tice Larson, who signifies he's got the first down for the Jayhawks.
Nice job by the Jesup offensive line, keeping it clean in a delayed blitz from Iowa Falls. And then Preston really biting down on the mouth guard and taking that blitzing linebacker. There's not a lot of kids that want that job, and by Preston being able to do that, bought some extra seconds for RT and be able to connect to Tice Larson.
So give credit on that tackle. Carson Callis jumps in there to make that stop official as Jesup on a first down, still trying to get into cadet territory. That's
who we are as a program. We're a gritty kind of lunch pail, bring your hard hat, and I think if my math was mathing correctly, Preston gets about 21 carries per game, and we got to feed him early and often. And as the defense starts to tire from the constant pounding of the Jesup offensive line and Preston, that boy gets out in space. That's a load to take down.
3:23, that clock is rolling.
Nice job.
Time in that backfield. Treptow finds a receiver and brings that in. Give credit to Landon Vogel, coming back out for football this year, and that's his 5th catch on the season.
Yeah, as long as we can keep RT upright, we can get his feet set. I mean, we can just play catch all night. Excellent down marker there.
First down, they will place that again at the 42-yard line is what we're looking at. It was senior night for cross country as well as cheerleaders. And Anthony's going to post that on our Facebook page if you're able to miss that. So I don't know if YouTube and Facebook or just Facebook. We'll get that confirmed. And Youngblood gets that handoff, and he doesn't have the blockers he needs to move that ball downfield.
Iowa Falls is trying to make us one-dimensional right now, and like I said, it's going to be a battle of wheels. Hey, we think we can run the ball better than you can stop it, and so they're selling out for the run. So continue to look into the Jesup passing game here for some more RPOs, for the option for RT to either hand it off or throw it or try to attack the intermediate passing game a little more proficiently.
Yeah, just seniors cross country and cheer. That'll be posted on Facebook. Maybe already is. 2:20 to go, first quarter. Before he flips sides here, still scoreless. High handoff to Youngblood. He's going to march his way through and gets flung forward with some yards. He'll be shy about 2 yards, but we are just on this side of the line into cadet territory.
Good hard-nosed run, good ball security as Preston got to the second level. The guys up front did a nice enough job just to open up a hole. And then Preston with those first couple steps, man, he is a violent runner. You know,
and you coached him, you know, I guess, you know, his first couple of years in high school. Flag on the field, and that's going to be Jesup's advantage. But I guess, Tim, talk how much you've seen him grow since his sophomore year.
Yeah, you know, Preston walking in his freshman year, I mean, he's always kind of had that tall, lean build, muscular guy. And being able to coach Preston is such a treat.
He's always looked 30.
Yes, he's always looked like a seventh-year senior that we kind of see in college football right now. You know, his first couple of years, he was more in a zone scheme running, and he has really thrived under Coach McMartin's offensive philosophy and being more of a gap scheme runner, and it has paid off big time for him.
Treptow gets that shotgun snap and handoff to Youngblood, and he found some blockers, and he will get about a 3-yard pickup as he will see that spot at the 42-yard line is where the officials were. Officiating crew tonight led by Kent Sesker. Beautiful night for football. A little dry out there in the air.
We could use a little water.
Well, we could use some of that. I don't want the hurricane weather, but we could have taken some of that rain so those people didn't have to deal with it again. I'm sure the farmers wouldn't complain to kind of calm some things down in the fields. Preston comes around the left side, spins back doors all the way to the 40.
You know, as an offensive lineman, you don't need to have the devastating block every single time. You can get a stalemate and just try to stop your guy from penetrating the line of scrimmage. And right now the Jayhawks are doing a really nice job up front, holding their own and letting Preston kind of get his foot into the ground and getting forward.
16 seconds to go on this first quarter, and the play clock is behind that. So we're going to see Jesup just kind of work through what this is before we get to the second quarter. But, you know, talk about a week, volleyball. You know, I know you got some comments on that, but the nickel volleyball tournament, very unique as they started doing that, I think, last year when we started having the pods. But Jesup, I think, ended up 2-2 through the tournament. But Coach Bass, they're getting ready for opener against Mag Valley, I think, Wednesday in the first round of the postseason. But yeah, volleyball.
Yeah, volleyball's ranked coming into the week. They were ranked 15th in the state before the conference tournament. They were that's the first time we've been ranked, I think, according to Joe Smine, since 2018, 2019. We went 2-2 during the conference tournament with wins against GR Rebels and the Oline Huskies.
So Jesup, again, they got the opportunity for the home competition happening again Wednesday. I believe it's 7:30. I don't know if we're hosting anybody else, but that'll be a game that you've got to get your tickets in advance to make sure you can get in. But good to have everybody joining us on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayberg. That's Tim Sauer. Anthony Baugh running the controls tonight, as well as Eric Clark on camera up here in the Lori-Ann Sabres press box. And looks like we got quite a few people chiming in and watching in from wherever they're at, Iowa Falls or Jesup and beyond. And there's a handoff. Faked handoff going left side, and Abe Sullivan is going to see some pressure, and it's enough to see a pass interference flag thrown as Abe's really stepped up here when he's had to the last couple of weeks with injury.
Yeah, we've had some injuries, and it's been interesting to try to plug and play some of our guys in. An excellent job on Abe to try to get his head turned around and make a play on the ball. And if memory serves me right, I remember defense, you have to get your head turned around, because if not, you're just probably going to run into the offensive player, and you're going to end up creating some PI.
Still scoreless here as we are just into the second quarter, and really have not been in the red zones at all, as Jesup's knocking on that right now.
No, right now it's the big field position battle.
Quick snap, and right away through. Wow. Preston Youngblood gets a 25-yard carry. We just had to manifest it to get in the end zone.
Excellent job by the Hogs up front. I mean, you could have drove a semi-truck through that hole. And actually, we've had a lot of semis driving through here for the mattress fundraiser that the band is having this Saturday. So if you haven't seen the signs around town, they're definitely around school.
I saw a couple somewhere.
Yeah, there's just a couple out there.
I can't place where I saw them, but I saw them somewhere. So, yeah, that's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
That's happening.
I'll try to get some more of the details. I don't have it in my notes. I must have left it in the war room.
I know I've got a picture somewhere, and I've seen it around, but extra point goes up and in. Give Jesup credit for being the first on the scoreboard, and really what they need to do is just keep going, keep knocking it through and keep giving it to the cadets. Mattress fundraiser. Jesup High School Fine Arts going to be the high school tomorrow, 10 to 5. 10 to 5. So, as I understand it, semi-trucks full of mattresses. It sounds suspicious, but it isn't suspicious. It's beneficial to Jesup's Fine Arts.
Excellent play by the Jayhawks here. A great tone setter. Now it's going to be interesting how Iowa Falls responds here. Are they going to continue to try to establish a run game, or are they going to rely on their quarterback to continue to make plays for them?
So Jesup will get the honors here. Again, with 11:50 to go, Preston Youngblood takes a pass, goes 25 yards into that south end zone for the score. And Jesup first on the board, 7-0, and again, very important. And it's one of these things, I know it comes down to some point ties and things like that. Jesup not only getting the win, but they need to rack up the points and the margin.
And I think, there's all these tiebreaker rules. Iowa Falls beat Union. We lost to Union. So if we can beat Iowa Falls, there's going to have to be some math that goes into. And I've talked to Coach McMartin. Obviously, got to win the game. But then kind of getting into the weeds about what do we have to do, how much do we have to win by in order to make next week as competitive as possible.
A kickoff is going to ricochet off the returner. And the return was Nathan Roski, and goes out of bounds. So that will put Iowa Falls up against it deep into their own territory when they start off 1st and 10.
I'll be interested to see if Iowa Falls comes out with their 5-man set, no running back, and see if they're willing to try to pick apart or try to find the soft spot in Jesup's defense to try to move the chains.
And Jesup's defense, we really have not talked a ton about them right now. When you're looking at, there's some inexperience out there, and a big loss to Jude Sullivan, as he was really that defensive colonel, getting some things organized from that linebacker spot. But it sounded like this week they had a good practice on defense, and it was about hitting, it was about tackling, because you know what? The ball just keeps moving if you're not stopping them.
Yeah, if you want to be a good 2A 2A program in the state of Iowa, you're going to have to establish the run. I love throwing the ball, but you got to be able to establish the run. If you can't, you're going to be on the wrong side of a lot of contests.
So that Jesup defense, they're attacking. They just keep attacking, bring them out of bounds. And looks like Abe Sullivan in on that stop along with Caden Lang. 11-10 here before halftime. And at halftime, we've got a number of junior Jesup cheerleaders that are going to hit the track for an exhibition. And we're going to, I think we're required almost to relinquish the headsets and the attention to those young cheerleaders. If you're all right with that.
Oh, I am. I believe there'll be 104 mini cheerleaders out there today. And what a great.
Oh, is that it?
I think that's it.
Huh?
And yeah, probably missed the registration somewhere. But an excellent opportunity that, Coach Nolan has set up, and through our different programs that we have here, and seeing the future of Jesup Cheer out there practicing their routine.
So 2nd down and 20. Iowa Falls-Alden has that placed at that 10-yard line. Still, I think, working through what they're going to work through. 7 seconds on that play clock. Go to that far side.
Nice job, Tice.
Just the pressure, and that gave that receiver, I think Brody McNeil, who caught that. He had to buckle back and just could not get his feet under him. I think actually that is Brody McNeil.
That's a textbook job by Tice there, being isolated out in space as the outside linebacker, pinning your ears and be able to turn it into the teeth of your defense.
3rd down and 30 and making the turn and walking the line there on how that defensive tackle style was. But, Coach, we're seeing some different type of mentality, I think, here on defense in Jesup than we saw the last couple of weeks.
I think the big thing is we're winning early and we're winning often, and in much parts of life, as long as athletics, you get some confidence and it just starts to snowball, and it can go both ways. Momentum is a cruel mistress, and right now Jesup defense is feeling themselves and they're having some success, and it's putting Iowa Falls in a really tough spot.
Tice Larson back to return as Iowa Falls will look to punt from their own end zone.
Nice.
And it's end over end, and Tice will get it from his 46, and he's going to go in and out, find an opportunity, comes around the numbers, racing that sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds just shy of that 25-yard line, heading to the south.
Yeah, so just be able to put in context, I don't have next-gen stats like you would see on Amazon Prime here, but Tice is a member of our 6-period strength conditioning class. And every week we test out some of our flying 10s, our build-ups of 20 meters and sprinting. And Tice routinely runs 19, 20 miles an hour. Might be a little bit slower in shoulder pads, but he's a pretty solid kid. But being able to run that fast and trying to get in open space, I don't envy that.
1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. 2 on that far side. And we're going to see Youngblood as he is going to take some tacklers with him, pick up about 2 or 3 yards. And Iowa Falls-Alden, not really seemingly in that far side paying much attention and giving credibility that we're actually going to pass that ball down that side. They were ready for that run up front on 1st down.
We've only passed it 80 times through. We're a little bit more than that now, but into Game 7, so that's probably 10 times a game. So they know we're going to get the run, and maybe in some obvious passing situations, but they're committing to stopping our run.
Quick snap. Treptow has time, and Paxton McCone will get it. He had some choices there between Vogel and McCone, and they get the 1st down on that catch.
That was a similar play when where we had a pick going into the last quarter. It looked like we had some wide receivers on top of each other, and that's something that will get cleaned up in halftime. But excellent catch by Paxton McCone. See it, squeeze it, then get upfield and move the chains for the Jayhawks.
Under 9 minutes here in this first half. Line that up on the 8-yard line of Iowa Falls-Alden. And his coach was saying earlier when I talked to him, you get repetitions and you have success, and that builds confidence. And Youngblood is freight training it through, and he is going to be shy of that end zone with about a 7.5 yard even carry for that offense.
Beautiful job by Preston, trying not to get too cute, put one foot in the ground and get vertical. Our left guard being able to pull in the trap there, inside out. Don't have to demolish the guy, but just enough to try to get out, to get in his way. And that made it easy for Preston to be able to trot on through.
And Jesup's offense has spent considerable time on the field this game, and you can kind of see some wear a little bit on that Iowa Falls-Alden defense. And Treptow is going to take it this time for a 1-yard keeper, left side end zone, touchdown, Jesup.
Yeah, nice job. That's a trademark of a good program. You're right into the red zone. You're not falling behind. You're able to cap your red zone efficiency being high, and so far for the Jayhawks, we're 2 for 2 in the red zone.
So we will set up Caden Lang, who really has stepped up here. He's been doing some practice out here to try and hone those skills on the extra point, the field goal game, as he gets a low snap, and that ball is still loose. And Iowa Falls or Jesup will jump on it, but missed opportunity there and an extra point. And Jesup expands their lead 13-0, but there was some discipline there, Coach.
Yeah, so that's just something where, we practice and practice and practice PAT field goal. You get a bad snap, you got the holder yelling fire, 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 and you're trying to run your concept off of that. And, we can live with some of those, but in a game that's a little bit tighter, maybe just like last week, we can't have mistakes like that if we're going to continue to be successful in the future. So
Jesup will go back into the position as they will set up to kick. And Jesup, again, it's going to continue to be a conversation that we're looking at here of what needs to happen for this game. And we talked about after the last touchdown, just keep scoring, just keep scoring,
right.
Just keep scoring. And then get into Vinton next week and keep scoring
right.
to be in one of those 4 playoff spots. You can pretty much say PCM, West Marshall, but the other two kind of in flux.
Yeah, it does. I believe oh my gosh. I was just looking at the schedule and I'm missing out on it. I think Union plays PCM tonight, if memory serves me right. You can talk about the hypotheticals, but we got to worry about the now. And Coach McMartin has a pretty stern message this week. We're not taking our foot off the gas because we need every single point possible in order to aid us in a potential tiebreaker setting.
So just under 8 minutes here before halftime. Left hash, Youngblood.
Nice kick.
Takes a nice move. Wow, just inside the numbers on the sideline. And
lanes.
Another bobbled little kickoff.
Yep.
And converging will be that coverage team. Abe Sullivan in on that stop. Abe Sullivan on that stop, and give credit also. Always want to make sure we give credit. Drew Munson in on that.
What's always tough about kickoff and kickoff return, especially when you see a bobbled snap like that, it always gets kind of hard between the numbers and the sideline. And for me, I always kind of hold my breath when you see a bobble because guys start losing their lane integrity. So every kickoff team has lane integrity from the sideline to the numbers to the hash. And when guys start losing that integrity, that's when special teams stop becoming so special.
Spot that on the 20. Quick snap, come to that far side.
Turn him in.
An opportunity. But Jesup very, very disciplined in where they were going to go and really kind of contained them where they needed to be. But give credit to Preston and also give credit on that play to Nick Moore.
Yeah, you see Preston Youngblood going from defensive line to try to help our linebacker core a little bit. And right now it's just I'd be preaching do your job. You don't have to make the tackle, pin them in, force that change of direction into the teeth of the defense.
Looking long, opening on the near side, and almost intercepted by Caden Lang, but that ball is caught by Iowa Falls in a crucial play as Carson Collis will earn a first down for Iowa Falls, but very almost pickable play that Iowa Falls gets to their advantage.
We're in position there. We don't see us kind of getting taken off, the top getting taken off the defense right now. All right, look, what do we see over there from Coach? Formation, color, what everyone's supposed to run.
Back, quick play.
Swing. Turn him in.
Side, Brody McNeil. He's going to get caught at that line of scrimmage. And they will just move the down number, but they will not move the down marker and hold it up at second down and 10.
One thing that Iowa Falls is trying to do right now is they're trying to attack the perimeter. And one thing I saw in some of my film study is more of a wide receiver screen going over to the center and see if they would try to attack the outside space and try to get more into midfield.
Play comes in. Iowa Falls-Alden has used one timeout, and Carson Callis just about a half a yard ahead of where he needed to be, and hard to jut back over to grab that, as we'll see Sadler come in and Devlin come out defensively on that front line.
You know, I think one thing Coach McMartin's been doing a really great job with his staff is trying to get some guys that do a better job plugging up the middle, and then on these obvious passing situations, getting a little more speed out in the field to try to provide some type of rush on the quarterback.
Put one into motion. Back to throw, going deep, looking for an opportunity, and it's going to sail out of bounds. That ball was intended downfield to try and end up in the hands of Prentice Howard. And we set up 4th down and 10.
Yeah, great job making Iowa Falls really one-dimensional right now. We haven't seen number 2 really get loose. Watching some of his film, he's quite the athlete out there. We haven't seen any of their unique formations. We've seen 5 wide and we've seen 2 by 2. But, you know, it's hard to be cute and try to do some of get into your bag of tricks when you're down by 2 scores.
Punt comes up, high one, and we will see it come short, about 15 yards short of where Tice Larson was, as Jesup will take over on downs. Cade Oberding, again, quarterback, a rusher, and the punter for this Iowa Falls-Alden squad. Just looking at their schedule, when they opened up, loss against Hampton-Dumont Cal, 13-0. South Hardin, a non-district game, there was a loss there, 27-0. Clear Lake, 38-0. In their non-district game, Tim, not a point was scored to their advantage, and it wasn't until they showed up against Union, beat them 14-7 in district play, beat Vinton-Shellsburg 2 weeks ago 30-0, and then lost to a quality West Marshall team 37-12 last week. Wow. As Youngblood snakes through, hit quite a bit, and finally it took Reese Rankin to come in and bring him down.
A group of cadets to bring him down. And as this game wears on and there's more defensive snaps, and Jesup moving crew doing a wonderful job changing the line of scrimmage, and it's going to get harder and harder because I fully believe Preston, as the game goes on, he's going to keep running harder and harder and stronger and stronger.
Well, it's going to be harder for that defense to cover him. They've been out there quite a few minutes.
Yes.
And Preston is going to come off that left side, and he keeps breaking it through, and he's going to pick up another first down.
Nothing devastating up front, getting your head in the hole, getting just fitted up on your man. And if Preston's not getting touched for the first 4 yards, I'm feeling good if I'm the running back coach for Jesup right now, and the type of stuff that we're doing.
Spot that ball on the 40-yard line for Jesup, Iowa Falls-Alden's territory. Take that snap, and we'll see
nice
Tripto
pass,
roll to the near side. He's got protection, and he finds Tice Larson. Diving catch, brings it in at the 20-yard line. Big play.
Nice job by RT rolling out, getting his feet set. You know, these last couple weeks, he's had a hard time. He's been facing a lot of pressure and having a hard time getting his feet set. Nice job by Preston to take off the pressure from the outside, and excellent job by Tice by securing the catch, getting his hands underneath, and securing a first down for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, there was, Tripto had a ton of time last week at Union, but it was just hard finding a receiver, but they're getting open in this game. Under 5 minutes till halftime. Takes that long snap again. Preston again gets the nod, and he's going to twirl through and pick up about 5 yards as he reaches that 15-yard line.
Yeah, being able to coach running backs for a short period of time, when in trouble, you must double. And so especially getting stand up or just meeting a couple Iowa Falls individuals in the hole, put 2 hands on the ball because ball security is job security right now.
Iowa Falls again on defense. Head coach Eric Walkingstick, assisted by Matt Becker, Ben Jass, Jake Kahn, Ryan Cooker, Scott Patton.
RPO.
Defense will find their way in.
Nice job, Tice Larson.
And find the opening on that left side, and it's a 15-yard carry as they were keying in on Youngblood. As was I, matter of fact. And it was a nice flat-out play that gets Tice Larson there, but they were keying right up front.
Yeah, I mean, just a great job by Jesup, kind of setting up that play. Excellent RPO. Great job by RT to be able to sling it out for Tice Larson. I believe that's touchdown reception number 7 for Tice Larson, and I believe that's 4th all time for the single season record. And I think, if memory serves me right, that ties Niall McMartin for 4th all time. Nice.
And a 2-point conversion gets us back to where we should be as Munson makes that reception. Again, the junior gets the catch, the 2-point conversion, and Jesup will go up by a score of 21-0 with 4:06 remaining in this first half.
And just to kind of continue with that score from Tice, that's 4th in the single season, tying Niall McMartin, which was set in 1959, which is Coach McMartin's grandpa who set that record. So I have Tice.
Talk about the stat.
Yeah.
Where did you randomly pull that out of? Were you in the Jesup archives down the library on the microfiche?
Coach Wall and Coach Sullivan have done a wonderful job of keeping statistics, and that was one of things I really like to dive deep in my 5 years of being a head coach. And I've got Tyson homeroom, and me and him talk about stuff, and I was able to pull that up today, and I was talking to Jacob about it, and man, what a cool thing for Tice to be able to do as he reaches. He's only 1 touchdown away from tying Jesup's most touchdown receptions in 1 year, set by Brody Kresser.
Oh, there you go.
I think Brody Kresser and Ethan White both had 8 in 1 season. Different seasons, but a season.
So Jesup will kick things off. Preston Youngblood gets that nod again. And back to return. I think Langfit back there along with Jack Dewitt. Actually, Nathan Roski, I believe, back there on that far side to return.
Nice kick.
And they flip-flop where those positions where Roski was on the near side the last couple kickoffs. And
nice
he's going to
job.
pick up about 10, maybe 15 yards. Give the return credit again to Iowa Falls, to Drake Sanders.
Nice job. That's huge, because sometimes you see a team go up by a couple scores and then the other team gets something cheap on the special teams and kind of changes a little bit of momentum swing. And Jesup doing a great job of winning the special teams battle right now. In a great position defensively. Iowa Falls has to get something going here, and I would guess that we see a little more from their passing attack, maybe going a little 5 wide, or maybe some of their trick formations coming up.
They're in the front for Jesup. We got to fake the handoff and going to keep it. And give credit, I think it's Cavalier in on that tackle.
Yeah.
Stop that for Jesup.
Nice job to our cornerback on the Jesup sideline, turning it in and allowing Braxton Cavalier to be able to have wonderful pursuit to be able to clean up that tackle.
3:43 remains first half, 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at that 28-yard line. Be back here next week for football senior night against Benton Shellsburg, and the quarterback is not going to risk somebody downfield, takes it out of bounds, stops that clock, and will pick up 2 yards. 3rd down.
Great job by the Jesup secondary. Sometimes it's easy to start watching the quarterback and kind of drift towards the line of scrimmage. You saw a Jesup secondary running with their targets and not getting beat in the back half of the field.
Jesup up 21-0. All points here in this second quarter. Really a stalemate in that first quarter. Iowa Falls
5 wide.
Looking for somebody.
There's our screen. There's your middle screen.
And no coverage. And
ball's loose.
Wide open, but that ball is loose, and Jesup jumps on it with Paxton McCone. It's going back Jessup's way.
Excellent. We had a feeling that Iowa Falls was going to try to give a change of pace, and you saw that middle screen that we were talking about earlier. And great job with the pursuit. I don't know who caused the fumble.
Looks like Tice Larson came through and just snagged it on his way by, broke it up loose a little bit, then Paxton was there to jump on it.
Wonderful job trying to poke that out, and Paxton recovered it and on the other side of the 50. So we'll see. Jessup's got plenty of time here to try to grind out the clock and try to get another score before halftime.
1st down and 10, heading south. Yep. Tripto's looking to throw it, going downfield. Paxton McCone gets the fumble recovery and gets a long pass play that puts him knocking on the door to the end zone.
That's awesome by Paxton. Come around, make a big defensive play, recover the ball. and then getting a 9 route, just running a fade and Jesup sideline and coming down with a really smooth catch.
Didn't take too many seconds off the clock as Jesup continues to build that score here in this first half. That first quarter went pretty quick, but with the scores and the passing, things have slowed down here in the second. Sullivan split left side, Larson and Vogel on the right, but Treptow takes it in on his own, and he's going to be still shy, maybe about a yard and a half on a second down. Again, trying to get more points up on the board for the Jayhawks.
Great job by RT. RT could have tried to reverse out. He could have tried to be Johnny's sideline and try to kick it out. You could see him placing out his hand to try to direct traffic for his lead blocker. Just get what you can. You can't go broke making a profit. So very manageable 2nd and goal here for the Jayhawks.
Can split out again, reverse this side, right hash. There's Treptow. Seeing Vogel in motion. Looking for somebody in the end zone. Crossover. Tice Larson gets another touchdown pass.
If my archives are correct, I believe that's number 8 for Tice, and I believe that ties the record with Brody Kresser and I believe Ethan White for most receiving touchdowns in a single season.
And you got some good company there with those guys.
Hey, they weren't bad.
So 2:30 to play first quarter.
Oh, bang.
And after a misstep on an extra point after that second touchdown, we see Jesup, and Caden Lang gets it through the uprights on a good snap, gets it high enough, and it is 28-0 with 2:30 to go. Talk about a tale of 2 seasons here when we're looking at this. Really, tale of 3 seasons.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one thing you can see from Iowa Falls right now, sometimes you can tell a lot about a team when things aren't going their way, how they act on special teams, especially PAT field goal. Iowa Falls is still coming. There's still a lot of fight in this game. If anyone watched the Super Bowl a couple of years ago and it was 28-3, there's still a lot of football left here. So this is going to be really important for Iowa Falls to come out here and see what they can get going before halftime. And I'm going to give a shout-out to Caden Lang. Caden Lang is, I think, our Swiss Army knife out there. Just a tremendous worker and a really solid athlete, and just kind of embracing his role for the Jayhawks, whether it's kicking, whether it's toting the rock, catching, tackling. It's been really great to see the success that he's had this year.
Got to give a shout-out to Brayden Oster's aunt and uncle in Tabor, South Dakota, watching us tonight on the Jayhawks Sports Network. So welcome in. And then I got to do a shameless plug for the blood drive coming up this Thursday in the North Gym. Still have some open spots. Donate, save a life, contribute. That's happening on Thursday. Look up on the Red Cross and you'll find the location to get a time booked.
We always need those power reds. Those power reds are people like myself who are a little bit.
You go power red, you go double power red.
Yeah, I'm a little bit bigger around the midsection, and so I say, take what you need. Just make sure I can drive home. So.
Yeah, you double up, and you just want to double up on the snacks when you're done.
I like to mingle, kind of have some of the cookies and chips, some orange juice.
What's the go-to snack for you after the blood drive if they have it, or if it's not there, you're disappointed they don't have it?
I used to be part of National Honor Society in my tenure at Jesup, and there's usually a good spread. I need something a little sweet, so I would like a soft cookie, but I think you kind of get the Chips Ahoy that are in a bag that are a little harder. But yeah, just a little bit of everything.
I get excited when I see the Nutter Butter sitting there.
Oh.
And then a little bit of apple juice too. But that's where I'm at. So again, that's our. If the snacks don't tease you enough. To come do the blood drive on Thursday, I'm not sure what can. But walk-ins are welcome. You can book in advance. So Allison Kitch, get me some message to make sure we can get those slots filled and do good here at Jesup's Red Cross blood drive on this Thursday. Timeout on the field as Jesup will have Iowa Falls-Alden take their second one of the first half. And down below, off here to the left, and I don't know if you want to tease us a little bit here, Anthony, with the junior cheerleaders, or if Eric's on headset. Down to our left, we got the junior cheerleaders that are preparing to entertain the crowd as the Jesup High School cheerleaders and Sarah Nolan are preparing them, and they go on and on. What'd you say, 100? Did you get a head count? 101 is what was registered?
I was counting, and then, Eric or Anthony just moved around. But I think roughly about 100, 104. So good number. A little bit of interesting set from Iowa Falls there. Not something I've seen a lot from my film breakdown. Looks like a little, I like to call a little sidecar action. They're trying to get a little bit more numbers in the box. Obviously, they're having a little more success running the ball with trying to put 7 guys in the box to match what we've got with our interior defense. And, they're in third and manageable, I think, for the first time since the first quarter. So it's going to be interesting here to see if they can convert here. What they're going to try to do under the final 2 minutes of the second quarter.
And you can kind of see, I don't know how many players we have for Iowa Falls-Alden playing on both sides of the ball, but they're stacking that backfield right now and protect to that far side, looking downfield, and the quarterback's going to take it on his own and makes it deeper than they've been in a long time offensively. Give credit on that play to Cade Olberding and his protection to move the chains, give them first down in Jesup territory.
Yeah, and J-Hawks, that is just a glimpse of what this kid can do. And watching some Union film, he's running all over the field. J-Hawks have done a wonderful job kind of containing him, and as he needs to continue to make plays here, that's something we could see the second half.
Near side, quick off the bat, and a little stiff arm on the near side as Iowa Falls with pass receiver Carson Callis. He's going to be taken down. No, he's going to get the first down. I thought he was going to be shy, but they do get it. Move the chains. But that clock moves again.
I was to say, most importantly, the clock is still ticking. You tackle him in bounds.
And they're really right now not allowing Jesup much time defensively to set up, kind of get a sense of what the offense is going to do, because they're quickly getting it, quickly going. Another first down. Back-to-back first downs.
Having some success with this sidecar formation.
Got that at the 20 right now, and Cavalier in on that stop, or helped in on it, along with J.D. Sadler. Looked like Devlin kind of helped bring that down as well. There is going to be a gain of about 2 yards, 37 seconds to go. Second down. They still have one more timeout. Bring it near side. Callis has it. There's an opening, and I believe that was Caden Lang with a tackle. And they are moving the chains again, and we're going to be dropping the chains, and we're going to be within that 10-yard spot. And Coach Sullivan says, hold on a minute. We need to regroup, as the defense just seemingly going in circles, trying to find a way to stop these guys, because they're starting real quick once they get that ball back.
Yeah, as a coach, especially as an offensive coordinator, you come into a game, depending on your philosophy, hey, I have a script. I'm going to run these first 15 plays and see what the alignment's like, see how they've been taught to try to fill, especially with the running back swing, that middle of the field wide receiver screen. And right now, I feel like they're in a little bit of a groove, and kind of letting number 2, CO, be able to kind of use his athleticism to try to put him in a position to be more successful.
So they will line up again, first down and goal on that 5-yard line. They're closer than I thought they were, is where that placement was. Clock on the play clock is rolling. Quarterback looking to the end zone, and that one is not going to be caught. It looked like that was intended for Carter Debates, or Debates, or something like that.
Yeah.
My apologies.
This is getting really tough right here because as the field condenses, some of your spacing isn't going to be the same. So Iowa Falls still staying with their sidecar package. Let's see if some of those quick. Yep.
Abe Sullivan looking for an opportunity to block that, but the ball is caught. And that is going to be a touchdown for Iowa Falls and the Cadets. And when they wanted to make something happen, they could do it in a quick manner.
One thing for some of you football purists at home, that ball was out before the wide receiver even made his break, and that's a great collaboration. So we got to talk about this. A little swinging gate here. So this is a formation where you try to get numbers, and if you don't like your matchup to the side because you match up numbers, then you have them go over and kick the PAT field goal. Okay, yep, now they have a concept off of it. Oh, my gosh.
And back of the end zone, unable to make the play, and trying to do some fancy stuff. You never know what's actually going to work, right, Coach?
Yeah, there's so many things with the swinging gate. You can have your long snapper be an eligible number. Now you have to finagle some of the people on what would be on the Jesup sideline so you have the correct people on and off. And if you got the numbers correct, you can run a speed option to the Iowa Falls sideline. You could do a rollout and have the long snapper be eligible as long as it's an eligible number. And he is on the line of scrimmage, and you have the correct on and off on the Jesup sideline of the field.
So with 20 seconds remaining, Iowa Falls gets in the end zone on a 5-yard pass play that, I know that series took them, 50 yards, 45 yards?
Yeah, it was
at least. I'm trying to remember where that ball picked up and where they moved from.
I believe it was a kick out of bounds, so that moves you up to the –
No, let's they were down 25-yard line on that side, so maybe 75 yards in.
Yeah, so with that, not saying if we didn't kick it out of bounds, it changes a little things, but I know as a coach, hey, we got a little bit better field position. We can try a couple different things. Obviously, Iowa Falls came out with a formation maybe that we're not exactly familiar with. This is going to be a great opportunity when we go into halftime for Coach Sullivan and Coach McMartin to make their pivots, make their adjustments so we can kind of slow down what we saw this last drive.
Larson Youngblood back to return for the Jayhawks here with 20 seconds remaining. Kick from that 40. It's going to be a low bouncer off the helmet.
Nice shot. Just covered up.
Off the helmet of one of the Jesup returners, and trying to see who that was. It was Caden Lang. He had a little slippage with his cleats on the turf too, but was able to recover it, and that's where Jesup will start. We're not going to probably see a ton of action here as the game clock is less than that play clock. We may see one play get off, or are they going to just take a knee and run into the locker room?
I got to think you're going to see a Preston run right here and then kind of go into halftime and be happy with where you're at but not satisfied and think about what adjustments you're going to – maybe not.
And Youngblood keeps rolling along. He's going to be shy of that first down with 12 seconds on the clock. Jesup could choose to take a timeout, but they're going to keep moving along with 5 seconds to go, and we're going to see Jesup make their way to the maintenance shed and see how they can carry what has happened here in this first half with a 28-6 lead. Preston Youngblood first to score with Jesup just into that second quarter. 25-yard run in. Treptow followed up with 1 yard carry on his own, made 13-0. Larson back-to-back touchdowns in that second quarter. 28-0 was where it was at until this last series that Iowa Falls-Alden had that went, we figure, 75 yards, give or take, and ended up in a 5-yard pass play into the north end zone to make it 28-6. Give me a quick evaluation of what you felt like you saw in the first half on both sides.
Yeah, so seeing Jesup establishing the running game, having full control of the line of scrimmage, and doing some great things, peppering in some passes offensively. Defensively, very stout. Iowa Falls got a cheap one there at the end, and I don't know if that was, sometimes like, hey, we're doing all right, don't get beat behind, and they kind of marched it down the field on us. So just got to be able to keep tightening up. We got to have our adjustment for when we see that sidecar, but I think if Iowa Falls is going to have any success here, it's going to be from their quarterback making plays out in space and their designed passes in order to move the chains.
Well, we've got junior cheerleaders hitting the field here at halftime. We'll step away from microphones, give the attention to our junior cheerleaders and our Jesup cheerleaders here on Junior Cheer Nights here in Jesup. Jesup with the victory right now, and the victory Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
We'll manifest that a little bit. 28-6 over Iowa Falls-Alden. Need 2 wins to hopefully guarantee a spot in those playoffs here in 2025. We'll return here after just a few minutes.
Get ready to have the Indians nostalgia as the Jesup marching band takes you back to the golden era of first, fun, and fun under the direction of future Hawks. The band is sporting their new Hawaiian shirts courtesy of the Jesup Booster Club. You can get your own shirt at the Hawks Center. The band is hitting the stand with the legendary sound of the Jesup. Tonight we're bringing the BCU with the higher features featuring 3 of the most iconic hits from the cages of California sound. We'll start off with the upbeat country classic, Fun, 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 that's sure to be a great new treasure. For the magic of music will have you feeling all the good vibes.
But
All right, welcome aboard on the J-Hawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. I'm Nate Clayberg. Kim Sauer joining me up here in the Lorient Sabres press box. Anthony Baugh is on camera tonight. Actually, not on camera. Eric Clark is on camera. And Anthony Baugh is running everything else and then some as we are set here to kick off here very shortly for the second half. And Jesup will have the honors of kicking things off to the north. And Iowa Falls-Alden will have the return duties as we'll see what they can do. They closed out that first half with a quick touchdown with 20 seconds remaining, making that goose egg go away that Jesup was so successful with 4 touchdowns in that second quarter. Tice Larson with 2, Treptow had 1, Preston Youngblood, he has one as well. And I did get our stats did come in from the crack stat crew on the sideline, led by Zach Knutson and Levi Vogel, and they roped somebody else into helping them tonight. I don't know who else is down there to get everything accounted for. So as soon as I am able to track those down, we'll look that up and kind of see where some things are setting up.
Boom.
And that kickoff is going to roll right towards that 23-yard line, and Jesup misses a couple tackles, and it's going to take a Nick Moore about the 36-yard line for the stop, but he picked up about 10 yards before that stop took place.
Yeah, just an okay start. I know we're only one play to the third quarter, but we got to continue to be firm on special teams. I mean, that is such a momentum change, or has a huge impact on the game, with Iowa Falls only being down by 22 points here.
So Jesup coming in so far, total passing yards 128. And looks like a total of 99 yards on the ground compared to 43 yards on the ground for Iowa Falls. Able to have 16 first downs so far. Each has turned over the ball once. Looking at some statistics, and then also, again, this is from the first half, as I want to see Ryan Treptow 8 for 11, 143 yards passing. Peyton McCone, 3 catches, 63 yards. Tice Larson, 4 catches, 55 yards. And Jesup continues to pound that pill trying to stop from that pill from being pounded at them, as Iowa Falls has found a continuation of how they closed out that first half. Keep moving the ball.
Yeah, kind of interesting scheme there from Iowa Falls, going sidecar to the wide side of the field and being able to run weak side, probably off B-gap, off tackle. And right now, Iowa Falls just kind of having her way up front. And, usually we have our beefy boys in being able to be a little stout. And right now, Iowa Falls just kind of not skipping a beat from where they were at in their last drive.
Get underway here in the third quarter.
Turn them in.
Wow. Tice Larson gets kind of an assist with the turf on that stop with a quarterback.
Yeah, great job by Tice by stringing that out. Tice could have gone inside shoulder to try to make the solo tackle there. And Tice did a wonderful job working out to the numbers and tried to change that, have number 2 have a change of direction. Almost looked like he lost his footing or kind of slide to avoid the hit.
Third down and 10, and that pass play not enough with pressure on the quarterback. Jesup defense was ready to go, ready to fight as we bring up fourth down.
Yeah, no surprise here from Iowa Falls, trying to start something on offense by going for it on fourth down. So you could see a very soft coverage, try to keep everything in front. And, this isn't make or break here, but it's going to be interesting in what kind of concept Iowa Falls is going to throw out here. Plenty of time to throw. Jump ball.
And looked like Abe Sullivan was going to be able to pull that in on that long pass play, and unsuccessful doing that. But that's where we'll see Jesup take over on downs, as Carson Callis was the intended receiver. And Iowa Falls and Jesup again both coming in at 2-4 on the season. However, Iowa Falls does have a couple of victories when it comes into district play with Vinton and Union. They're 2-1 right now. Jesup still seeking that first one. Jesup, again, 1st and 10 on that 47 is where that is placed. Oshner at center, and handoff to Youngblood, and he's going to get quickly met by that defensive front, and we will see maybe just a very, very short gain as he gets past that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you saw our H kind of lose his footing there, and it looks like we did some nice stuff up front, but with them bringing that 5th or 6th defender, we got to win with our H there in order to try to block any type of run fit from Iowa Falls.
Snap, Treptow, right side. We'll see Youngblood. He gets met past that line of scrimmage, but he keeps driving those legs, and he will get taken down about the 48-yard line, gets into Iowa Falls Alden territory.
Yeah, great play call right here to set up a 3rd and manageable. It'd be easy for Preston here. The last couple drives not having as much success running the ball, but being patient, waiting for that hole to open up and get a significant gain for the Jayhawks.
3rd down and 4. Very important play here for those Jayhawks and head coach Jacob McMartin. Oshner, quick check of that line. Munson moves in, and that, you could almost guess that was going to happen.
Yeah. To be a successful team, you got to be able to manipulate the snap count, and by doing that, Iowa Falls is going to tell us, hey, we can't be guessing the snap count. We haven't seen any hard counts so far this game, and excellent, the game within the game with the Jayhawks here to move the chains.
So they will advance them along 42-yard line is where we're at. There's a quick snap. Youngblood tries to come on the outside, but he's got 2 or 3 tacklers from Iowa Falls Alden jumping right there off that right side, and it's going to bring that down marker back. And not as much as you would think, though, before they blew that whistle. Yeah, actually not even at all is where they're going to say it's at.
I thought that was going to be a TFL, and it looks like it's just a no gain for Iowa Falls. And just, they're pinning their ears back a little bit. They're being a little aggressive. And, yeah, we're in Iowa Falls territory, but we're going to see what we can do here in 2nd down.
Vogel on your side. We're going to look at a pass play. Here comes Treptow. Looks downfield, finds Vogel, catches it at that 32.
Tuck it away.
Still on his feet, hangs on to it. And it looked like Carson Callis was going to try and maybe strip that away, but that moves the chains. And Jesup trying to take advantage of this opportunity of where they're at after they forced Iowa Falls-Alden not to be able to convert on their set of plays.
And just to let you know, that is such a hard play for a quarterback to roll out to his non-dominant side, get his feet set, and deliver a high-caliber ball to Landon Vogel.
Ostner, quick snap.
RPO.
Fake to Youngblood and over the head of the
Man down.
intended receiver, Paxton McComb, but we do have a penalty marker on the field. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a legal man downfield with that RPO. We just got a little giddy from trying to work our double team to get up to that second level. You get about 3 yards as an offensive lineman. Yeah. Legal man.
So that's going to set back Jesup.
It's such, Coach McMartin should be given the business. Nothing against this crew. You get 3 yards, and like anytime you see an offensive lineman downfield, they do have a little buffer where they can get downfield, and that's the whole purpose where the RPO comes in and what makes it so hard. Something
RPO,
run pass option.
Okay.
And that's the beautiful thing. RT just threw it a little high there, and sometimes you got to be careful because if that that inside linebacker is sitting in that gap, sometimes that missile can, as you saw earlier, go the wrong way. Oh, buddy.
Treptow hangs on to it. He's got a chase on, and he's going to throw it down. And second and long could have been a lot worse.
Just, I can't speak any more highly of RT being able to have that athleticism to fight off 2 different Iowa Falls football players and be able to get outside the tackle box and at least try to get it to the feet of our defender. Now, I think for intentional grounding, there's really no tackle box, if memory serves me right, but nice job by RT to keep the play alive and live another down.
Manson off that right side, tries to hold block, and Treptow will hang on to it, and he twirls and spins and finds his way, and he's going to get back within that 10-yard marker with a third down coming up, spot that at the 26-yard line. 7:48 remain, third quarter. And Landon Vogel coming in from the sideline.
Yeah, RT just such a sneaky athlete, and that pump fake out to the outside like he did, the outside linebacker has to stay with his responsibility to the flats. And so just by moving him out to the flats, that gave RT the opportunity to spin and get a couple more yards going forward.
Big play here. Needs to happen.
Nice
Pressure on the quarterback, and he's going to get snacked. He did not get a chance to get away as he was looking downfield and saw pressure coming in from Trevor Bailey for the Cadets to get that sack.
Good pressure. They brought more than we could block there. RT tried to step up, and, it's really hard when you got a couple hands in your face to deliver a worthwhile ball. I know everyone say, why don't you throw it? Why don't you throw it? But that's safe. Take the sack or try to throw it away, obviously in a perfect world. But come out here, try to play the field position game and see what Iowa Falls tries to do. I'm seeing a quick kick here from RT.
Clock's moving quickly. And Treptow, quick little.
Pick it up, hand it to the official.
Quick little
nice job.
Punch downfield, and that'll set up 20-yard line is where Iowa Falls-Alden will have it. And we saw it early on in that first quarter, pressure on the quarterback and the offensive line, and they snapped out of it. They came out of it, had some very good production, resulted in obvious success with some scores and moving that ball downfield. But Jesup's offense or defense here really needs to pay attention, as Iowa Falls has had some tricks up their sleeve. And I think they found if they can keep that ball moving, not give Jesup too much time between plays to get set, they've seen success with that.
Yeah, what's our adjustment? How are we going to handle this sidecar offense, running off tackle, trying to run between the tackles still, try to have an identity and not just start chucking the ball around.
Give credit, great tackle for Jesup on that stop by Wyatt Renner, who came quickly in through that line and got the tackle, making it second down and 8.
Oh.
Quick snap, quick pass outside, no good, as that was intended for Callis, a sophomore.
Yeah, just Iowa Falls is just missing a hand away from the wide receiver just on the fingertips, and I think is pretty uncharacteristic from Iowa Falls quarterback, and obviously right now that's in the favor of the Jayhawks.
Third down and 8. can go into that multiple personnel in the backfield, and it's going to take a shoulder tackle out of bounds by Abe Sullivan to stop that momentum, but it does bring in a first down.
Nice hard run into the boundary by Iowa Falls on a 3rd and 8. Obviously trying to probably enter the 4-down territory with being behind by 22 points, but nice hard run and potentially a momentum shifter for Iowa Falls.
Continue to move the ball as that's the same formation we saw offensively set up right before halftime. Talk through that again. Yeah,
so I'm calling this sidecar. I'm sure the smarter coaches out there have a different term for it, but they have identified a weakness in the Jayhawk defense right now, and they haven't strayed much from this. They like what they can do. They're still having the identity of running the ball, and we're getting some serious gashes right now.
And they're quickly, once that whistle blows, they're quickly back into formation and getting some time for the change to move. But coach has said, hold on. We need a timeout. They will take the first one here in this second half and get things set up. So Jesup, I want to talk cross country here a little bit. You got some success. We honored their seniors tonight. There's a slug of them out there. But, they had their home meet here last week, and they get to host the conference meet on Tuesday or Wednesday or Tuesday this way. Or no, Thursday this week.
Thursday, yep. So, we got the NICL cross-country mega meet next week at Jesup at Thursday Golf Course. According to Iowa Run, Jump, and Throw.com, we have some team.
Who knew there was a website like that?
When
you know all these things.
When we're deep diving and I can't sleep at night because my brain doesn't turn off, this is what I do.
Well, it's either that or Snapchat filters, so that seems more productive.
Yeah. Hey, those Snapchat filters, it's all about the barbecue, baby. So you're looking for a team ranking from the boys of 13th and 2A, girls ranking of 18th. We have 2 individual runners ranked, Nathan Pint, senior at 25th and 2A, and Mackenzie Wilson, senior, 14th. Oh, wait, that's Monday and Tuesday. And then we will find out next Monday or Tuesday the district qualifying site for where we'll be running for the state qualifier.
I like your little Dave Letterman cards you have over there. You got your notes on them, ready to go.
Sometimes my fingers don't work when I'm trying to type. Oh, boy.
Breakaway, Paxton McCone, the last line of defense in that backfield, stops the hard run for Iowa Falls-Alden, and we are not looking to the sideline anymore for offense. It's quickly being called out. They're looking at their wrists, and Iowa Falls-Alden is getting stopped, and Andrew Devlin straight up defensively on that ball carrier, although he did get 3 yards off that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Iowa Falls-Alden Coach Walking Stick, it's such a responsibility to signal in everything like he was doing earlier in the game. And being able to make this pivot, and they're having some success going no huddle, huddling up, staying in the same sidecar formation, and being able to try to gash the interior of the Jayhawks run support.
And it looks like Lang will be the pursuer there, along with Devlin to stop that up. 3rd down at about 4 yards.
Yeah, they're putting 7 hogs into the box. We've got our 3-man defensive line and a couple linebackers in there, and so number-wise, they just got a little more humanity right there. And we need to, as you can see, we're doing a better job of defeating the blocks, but Iowa Falls is in a little bit of a rhythm here.
Cavalier on the stop, Devlin in on the stop as well. It is not going to allow enough to have that first down. It's 4th at about 2, and you're in a situation here with 4:41 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Yep.
And they've seen success. They stay with it, and the quarterback is going to hang on to it, and he kind of was zone enemy there as he falls down. And did he fall down far enough to get a first down?
No, they should be at the 28.
Nope, it's going to be, we're going to measure that. We're going to go ahead and measure that just to be sure on the official end of things. It's going to be – I don't think they're going to get it. Just me looking at my binoculars down the line, but got to give them the courtesy.
Yeah, I think they need to get to the 28-yard line, and look where it's marked. Maybe it's at the 28.5, so it might be a couple chain lengths, but I think you're going to see Jesup here on offense.
Sir Clark, when you're not using your super zoom, so you can get right in there and see where that's at. And they will mark it, and they will go ahead and stretch the chain, and we will –
Yep.
See, it's too far.
Wow.
He's a yard short, but
Terrible.
I think the officials just want a little break.
Yeah. Hey, it's been
an opportunity here to,
It's been a relatively clean game, and it's been fast-paced to a degree. Not exactly air raid by both sides where the refs are running up and down like SEC football, but yeah, just a little breather for the boys in stripes.
So put the Cadets on defense. Head coach Jacob McMartin, his staff, Rodney Selesky, Brock Flaherty, Jordan Hoffman, Devin Kessling, Paul McCone, Ardell Oster, John Patterson, Aaron Schutte, Jason Sullivan. Got some experience and some knowledge on that sideline for Jesup. And Jesup struggling again at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right now, Iowa Falls, it's total run commit. I think with Coach McMartin right here, you don't want to try to pass it to try to get cute. You got the clock moving right now, and you're going to continue to rely on your run game because every time you try to get a pass, there's three things that happen: a completion, incompletion, or an interception.
Koshner at center. Get that four-man front on defense. And Treptow looking to try and bring him off sides. And Youngblood will get that ball as he snakes it away, and he gets a little gravity challenged on that far side. He'll fall down, but he picks up 1 yard.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed from Iowa Falls linebackers, traditionally they're at 5.5 yards. They creeped up to right about 4, so they're just trying to get to the point of attack a little bit faster, like we've talked about, trying to cut off the run. And, you're at third and 9 right now for the Jayhawks, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get this get a little bit closer to quarter with this pivotal third down.
Seen a similar formation we saw just last time. Larson and McCone here the near side. Vogel comes across the back of that offensive line. Gets set, 3 near.
5-man
looking
rush.
For an opportunity. There's time, and McCone just off his fingertips had the opportunity, and then he could have got some extra yards.
Yeah, we blocked that up pretty well. It's pretty hard, especially for Preston, when you got a guy coming from about 5 yards and basically act as a speed block there, a road block. And RT had some time with the throw and just a little off Paxton's catch radius there.
So we are looking at a Preston Youngblood punt. 3:01 to go, third quarter. Jesup leading 28-6. And drawing Iowa Falls-Alden off sides a little bit as Kyle Payton jumped as the flag is thrown. Marks that 5 yards down field. They're still going to see the same response from Coach McMartin. Stick with the punt.
I foresee Iowa Falls trying to sell out here to try to swing the field in their favor.
High punt and pressure.
Way to get off. Good kick.
Youngblood gets it enough, looking for a fair catch as we will see Carson Callis get that, and decent field position for the Cadets to begin 1st and 10 on the 35.
Yeah, Preston kind of punting into a little bit of a wind, a little stiff breeze right now.
And pressure from both sides coming in.
And Preston did a nice job. The snap was a smidge high, and that does affect your operation time. So being able to get a quick kick, maybe not everything he could into it, but still, the Cadets have to get another 65 yards here to hit pay dirt.
Lineup again. A lot of personnel in that backfield. And hit with some extra yards and staying on the ground with Carter DeBates. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
Still being fairly aggressive from Iowa Falls. They're doing some nice stuff on the line of scrimmage, and I don't know. For me, I would like to see a little more sense of urgency, but that's why I'm up here and not down there. So Iowa Falls still being able to move the ball and try to get a little bit closer to that end zone.
Trying to bring that outside, and pressure as they tried to swing it. And give credit to Andrew Devlin, who's we've called his name quite a few times tonight on defense.
A nice job by Andrew with that off-tackle run into the boundary, and maybe taking a little wind out of the sails for the Cadets here.
3rd down, 4 yards. 40-yard line is where we're set up. Can load up that backfield. tuck in for pressure, and there's the opening.
Gosh.
And Paxton McCone straight on tackle and stop, but that ball ends up at the 50-yard line. It's a first down for the Cadets.
Man, Iowa Falls quarterback for a sophomore, I just think super mature, very football savvy. I mean, that was a super hard run. He could have gotten through and tried to slide, but he knows every yard matters right now, especially as we kind of dwindle into the third quarter.
Cade Oberding coming in tonight, 60 of 111 on attempts, a 54-yard or 54% passer, but he had 414 yards on the ground and almost opportunity to get that ball back. Abe Sullivan, he's had a couple of those chances tonight, just unable to really just reel those in, and sets up another good field spot for the Cadets as they spot at the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. Keep it on the ground, keep taking it forward, and Jesup is going to allow another first down to come in.
Yeah, great concentration by Iowa Falls to stay with that. You know, Paxton was in a phenomenal spot, and we just couldn't secure the catch there. And so Iowa Falls continuing to move the ball and get a fresh set of downs.
We're seeing a different formation defensively, it looks like, Tim, as far as how many people are down, unable to snake in. There was pressure coming in from Preston Youngblood. Quarterback still on his feet as he gets knocked down just inside that 30-yard line. But we're seeing more guys down on defense than we have seen in previous formations defensively. Some changes going there. Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. So we got to throw a little bit of a pivot or a curveball out there to see if we can disrupt Iowa Falls offense in this second half.
20 seconds remain, third quarter, as the Cadets keep trying to chip away. And quarterback will hang on to it that time with Cade Oberding.
I think Cade got a little roughed up a couple plays ago, so that's number 12 at quarterback and not number 2. Unless we had a jersey wardrobe malfunction, I think we got a different guy in there right now. Unless my eyes are broke.
No, I think they're not broke. Andrew Bartlett looks like maybe he has come in. But that's the end of the third quarter. Jesup and Iowa Falls-Alden, just like we had in that first quarter. We are at a stalemate in that quarter, but Jesup still with the advantage, 28-6. And PCM Monroe tonight facing
West Marshall.
West Marshall, they're up 35-0, and 28-6 Union is up right now on Vinton Shellsburg,
yep.
I believe.
Yep.
They're in that second half. So how that affects the standings, I guess. Have you penciled that through yet?
Yeah, that's. There's a lot of game left for all six district teams tonight. So I'll let the math go to Coach McMartin, and I'll talk to him a little bit Sunday about what we look like for point totals. But it's kind of shaking out how we thought it would with these Week 7 matchups, and it'll be interesting to see at the end of tonight what the tiebreaker rules look like if this progresses how it's been going.
So as it stands right now, PCM Monroe, they would go to 4-0. You said West Marshall is up. They would go to 4-0. Iowa Falls, if we can take them down, they'll go to 2-2. Jesup goes to 1-3 if we get the victory. Union, you said, was up. That's a 2-2 right there. And then Vinton, that would go to 0-4. So
correct. It's
going to come down to Iowa Falls and us, I guess, looking for that 4th spot.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting how this shakes out in the Week 8 with, if we can get to a 17-point win, that changes some things with our tiebreaker rules. So obviously we got to take care of the right now, and then we can kind of give you the rundown next week against Vinton, but we'll tune you back in to the current game.
So we are underway here as the clock has 32 seconds off of it, and here comes Iowa Falls trying to make something happen offensively, but Tice Larson had the pressure.
Yeah, nice job by Tice Larson not jumping. A very young player move would be run out and jump up and leave your feet, and you can't really move when you're up in the air. So putting a hand up, being on the outside half of the man, and forcing the throw by Iowa Falls.
28-6, Jesup again has the advantage score-wise on a 4th down and 7. It's do or die. Iowa Falls-Alden needs something to happen and try and move things forward again with their quarterback, Andrew Bartlett, who has come in to be that quarterback right now. He does not have any necessarily passing stats so far this year. He's got some running stats as he's accumulated 24 yards on the ground for Alden, but Iowa Falls-Alden. So they've had some changes in their offense too, but they seem to be moving the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what you gain. Obviously, with the injury, you probably lose some of your deeper parts of the playbook with number 2 being out. But they're still trying to run up their sidecar, still trying to operate with some of their passing concepts. And, this is a huge drive here by the Jayhawks. Can we grind it out? Can we take another 4, 6, 8 minutes off the clock and try to put one in? I know Coach McMartin's going to keep the foot on the pedal here to try to put it in Jayhawks' favor. Yeah.
And there's Youngblood. He gets a nice, healthy start and some power, and he's going to be taken down shy of that first down by about maybe a yard and a half. And you got to think, Jesup's defense or Jesup's offense was on the field quite a bit in that second quarter. And Iowa Falls-Alden, they got some break at halftime, bring those guys back, and saw that stalemate here in the third quarter. There's that shotgun snap again from to Treptow,
nice
and Youngblood is going to dig in hard. He is going to try and make his way to the end zone, and he will go 72 yards. 72 yards for the score. Found a hole.
Just excellent patience. Had to wait a little bit longer for his holes and gaps to set up, and then Preston just dropped it into 4 and took it to the house.
10:25 to go in the ball game. Jesup, coach, you manifested it there. They needed to make something happen, and they did.
And that's, run. And, I think out of all the games we've played, this is the most complimentary football from passing and running that we've been able to put together this season.
Pressure on that extra point attempt, and it is up, and it is good, making it 35-6, and they're not done yet. They need to keep building, especially if we're talking about it, maybe a tiebreaker, if it's going to be Iowa Falls Jesup, but who's going to get that, maybe that 4th spot.
Yeah, so just to put this in perspective, I believe Jesup came in as 3-point underdogs tonight. And I think part of that, I think Jesup was 2-point underdogs to Union last week, and it was pretty darn close. And right now, Jesup is making a statement, coming out here saying, hey, we're better than what our record sees. We've got a really tough district this year, and showing to people out there that we're somewhat of the team that we were last year.
It's going to be a challenge of where things set up, and Vinton-Schellsburg has yet to win a game this season, let alone again a district game. And they're taking that 6th spot. PCM's going to take that 1st spot. West Marshall more likely in that 2nd spot, and Iowa Falls Jesup Union. It's going to be interesting, Tim.
I'm not a big math guy, so I might have to go talk to Jesup math department here, but it will be we continue to take care of business here, and then we'll see how it shakes out probably by mid-afternoon tomorrow morning.
Line drive kick's going to hover along, not out of bounds, but we're going to see the penalty flag go, and that is going to give the Cadets a little better placement of where that ball goes for them to start this series in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's tough. Preston has been a horse all night, rushing the ball, playing linebacker. He's a little bit out of position, trying to stiffen up our linebacker core. And especially when you've got a lot of guys playing a lot of snaps, this is an unpopular opinion. Kicking out of bounds, yeah, they get the ball at the 35-yard line, but that's one play that Iowa Falls can't turn around and try to swing the field position.
10:25 to go. Play clock sitting at 13. And again, heavy in that backfield. Protection. Backup quarterback going downfield. And Abe Sullivan. It's like they want to throw it to him, and Abe wants it so bad. He's gonna get one of those before we're done, I think.
Yeah, seeing a much improved secondary from Jesup. Nothing is getting behind our secondary tonight. And, if that means we got to give a little bit more cushion, 10, 12, 15 yards, and taking everything underneath. And, probably wasn't in the game plan for Iowa Falls to play with their backup quarterback and trying to do the best they can with what they got.
Looking up that gut, and Iowa Falls continues to pound the pill, if you will. And Carter Debates moves that forward.
Just an update from the PCM West Marshall game. PCM 49, West Marshall 0.
So West Marshall, again, a quality team. They were tied 7th, I think, in 2A this year and this week. PCM Monroe, 2nd in Class 2A. Pass intended downfield is not going to see an attempt after it for Drake Sanders, as he was the intended receiver. But really, again, the game changer here, Andrew Bartlett coming in, a senior, taking over the quarterback spot, the number 12 out there, as he will come back and he's going to look downfield. And he sees pressure, but he also finds a receiver that's going to be a yard or two short of that first down marker. And that was Reese Rankin with that catch.
Nice job by Iowa Falls getting some quick, short throws to get their quarterback back in the rhythm here. Doing some nice job in Jesup territory here and in a very manageable third down.
Underway again, open here in the flat. And Abe Sullivan gets the hit, but we maybe have seen some of the power, some of the pop that Jesup's defense had in that second quarter has kind of slipped a little bit.
Yeah, you saw a first down here, but I think if you roll back the tape and you watch, there were 6 Jesup guys sprinting to the ball to get into the tackle. I think that's one of the most important things and a hallmark of a great defense. Guys trying to get into that film or get into the snapshot of the tackle.
Devlin on pursuit of that quarterback, trying to knock him down, and he is going to almost go down on his own, but we're going to see a little credit given to Tice Larson to make that stop, but it was about a half-yard gain all in all for all the energy it took for Bartlett to get to that point.
As this happens, that clock slowly just getting smaller and smaller.
Bring one to the near side, again stack that backfield. And a quick handoff, and Jesup missing tackle after tackle, and that is what is tough. They're tackling high. It looks like they're attacking high, and they're just bouncing off of those blue jerseys.
Yeah, just very shifty right now, running in between the tackles, kind of right in the teeth of Jesup defense. A little hurry up here from Iowa Falls. Oh, not set.
Flag is thrown, and Bartlett will be taken down just past that first down marker. And officials will come together to confirm that flag. It will go against Iowa Falls-Alden with 8:15 to go in this ball game.
Just another score update here. Union 35, Vinton Shellsburg 6, with probably transitioning between the third and fourth quarter.
Okay. So that stops that running clock. Is that what, because they scored on that, right? Was that the last update? Quick pass in the flat, and it's going to take 2 to bring that receiver down with Abe Sullivan and Caden Lang. But we'll see J.D. Sadler come out as Preston Youngblood will come in on that front side. Also on that front, we're seeing Wyatt Schrader, Devlin, trying to see who that other one in the middle is. And pass is going to be complete, and it's going to take a whole slug of jerseys, of Jesup jerseys, to bring that guy down.
Man,
but that does advance the ball. Third down at about 3 yards is where we're sitting.
Paxton in pretty good position there. Maybe if you would have seen just a little bit better footing, I mean, we could be watching him sprinting to the other side of the end zone here. But nice job, get a tackle, and third and manageable for Iowa Falls.
and making the turn in and still struggling to get to the end zone. But ball carrier on that one is Trevor Bailey. And that knocks down the chains, makes it first down and 10, or first down and goal on the 10, I should say. And it continued to try and pound it in, but there is a stop behind the line of scrimmage. Preston Youngblood finds the opportunity.
Yeah, Coach Sullivan dialing up an A-gap blitz here, and Preston going in untouched and getting Iowa Falls for a tackle for loss.
Ken Bartlett gets that snap. Looking across the top and a little out of reach of the receiver, as that was intended on that play for Colin Piper.
Iowa Falls doing a nice job with their route combinations right now, winning on the inside of route just a little high to try to clear the inside linebacker, and it fell incomplete.
They're going on the 9-yard line. There's pressure coming from Drew Munson, and good coverage in that backfield as well from Nick Moore, as well as Tice Larson.
Yeah, nice job. Nice little pressure to try to get a little quick feet from the quarterback for Iowa Falls. And Nick Moore in really good position to be able to make that for that pass breakup.
So that is going to be on that left hash, and it's an energy moment for Jesup as well as for Iowa Falls-Alden. And they're looking to the near side, and good coverage there from Vogel and Abe Sullivan. But that means Jesup's going to have to start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of Iowa Falls is timing. They're timing routes. And right now, have been in a position like this and you've got a backup quarterback in, you don't get all those reps during practices. It's really hard to kind of be on the same page sometimes. And, they had a really good setup, looked like a whip route to try to get into the goal, try to get in the end zone, and Iowa Falls couldn't connect.
Treptow's got to be quick here. We have seen the opportunities that this cadet defense has taken getting through that offensive line and going to keep chipping it away. Preston Youngblood, he just did it not too long ago, 72-yard scamper into that end zone in that south end to make it 35-6 of where we're at right now. So Vogel will come in as that clock continues to move, and it's nice when you run the ball at this point. You got the margin you have. That's to your advantage.
Yeah, what makes RT such a heady player, and we'll see if he does this here. We're getting plays in from the huddle. He's waiting until we're getting to right about 10 seconds to be able to snap the ball. And that's something you practice plan throughout the week and just try to eat up as much time as you can in between plays.
So tackle made on that play by Trevor Bailey, right in to meet Preston Youngblood here, 3rd down and 5. Ball sitting at the 14-yard line.
We do have a comfortable lead right here, but what's really important as an offensive philosophy, you got to have a 2-minute drill when you want to try to move the ball down quickly. You got to have a 4-minute drilled in order to try to stay in bounds, keep it between the tackles, and always keep that clock moving.
Play clock hits 6 before he gets that snap. He sees a Paxton McCone open. He gets 2, 3, 4 touches before he's down. And he will be marked at about the 26-yard line, but Paxton got that. I don't know how many times I messed that up, but Paxton gets it, not Preston. But Paxton gets it and keeps fighting forward.
Yeah, letter P gets me sometimes too. For all you young,
and throw Peyton in there too.
Yeah. The young Jayhawks at home, what was excellent about Paxton there, he sat in his route where he was supposed to. He saw the catch, he secured the catch, then he got forward. Super great senior savvy move from Paxton McCone.
And there is Preston. He gets it, drops that right shoulder, and just keeps fighting his way forward.
Fall forward. That's my motto right now. Preston, don't have to get too cute with it, but make sure you fall forward.
4:38 to go. Bring in Vogel. Jesup with 2 timeouts remaining. Cadets have 3. And next week, Vinton-Shellsburg will be the last regular season game for Jesup, and it is senior night. I think there's 9 seniors on this team, and Preston Youngblood sees pressure defensively, and he is taken down, but does get about a half-yard gain under 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what Coach McMartin does here. Do you run the ball and you just keep bleeding that clock? We're under 4 minutes now. Or do you attempt to, be the driver of the bus here and you try to pass here and try to extend your drive?
Youngblood in the backfield. Treptow will signal over where he wants Preston.
2-by-2 set with a roll out.
Roll on that far side, looking downfield. There is some pressure, but he's looking for Paxton McCone, and he overthrows that by about 7-8 yards.
Yeah, right idea. I like the concept that we're trying to do here. A little bit of a home run ball. We saw us go a 2-by-2 set with our H not really tucked in there, but I don't mind the play. I don't mind the try here. We have the win. Preston's going to get a great boot here, and then Iowa Falls just have to, if everything goes the way we think it should be a 75-yard drive to try to get into the end zone.
Yeah, and you got that wind coming out of that, come out the north to northeast. Should get a little bit of backing behind it as Callis is back to return, and that one's going to go over his head and land at about the 26-yard line. Keep moving forward, chasing it down there, trying not to get to the end zone.
No!
And that dry ground just kept it rolling, and it was hard for Jesup there. Wyatt Renner, he was on his high horse, and I think where he fell to try and get it, he ended up moving it forward from where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And he slid in and just unable to cover it when he tried to pull that in. So that'll bring that ball back to the 20-yard line after that sails in the end zone, and Jesup has 3:08 to try and see if they can stop Iowa Falls-Alden once again.
That corner of the field is usually kind of wet, and with the lack of moisture, it's dry everywhere.
Even with, I'm sure there's still water in the grounds, but it takes a lot. Kyler Payton, a sophomore, is the ball carrier. 2:50 clock rolls. Again, 35-6 is our score. Jesup with 4 touchdowns in that second quarter. Plus Youngblood, the only one to score here in this second half. 72-yard run is what he had, and the ground game has been an advantage for the Cadets here in this second half when they're able to get that offensive line to open up, and Andrew Bartlett has come in to take over for Cade Oberding at quarterback, and they've changed that backfield setup offensively, Tim, and it'll be a short game there. Maybe just past the line of scrimmage, if not at all, before Jesup got that stop.
Iowa Falls made this adjustment towards kind of the end of the second quarter and was able to get a score right before halftime. They've stayed in this formation, and they've been able to move the ball here and there, but it hasn't yielded many points. So, hats off to Jason Sullivan and the defensive staff, be able to make those pivots and be able to lock up this the different formation we're seeing in the second half.
Surprising how Iowa Falls is taking some time here. And a flag is thrown. We have a procedure issue.
I didn't see it, so my guess is one of the offensive linemen put their hand down, and once you put your hand down as an offensive lineman, you can't pick it up. So he probably put his hand down and then was waiting and picked his hand up, and
yeah, well, they were moving around so much, looking towards that sideline, it was bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
As that clock stops and continues to move after that penalty, 20 seconds on that play clock, and Bartlett will take it as he's in and out of traffic, and Tice Larson loses him on a tackle, and J.D. Sather had an attempt, and It was downfield before he could get stopped as Caden Lang will make his way in exchange for Larson.
Yeah, Iowa Falls kind of going back to more of a 2x2, 3x1 wide receiver set, kind of getting away from their sidecar, knowing that they're probably trying to put some good stuff together so they have a little momentum moving into week 8.
Do get a first down as that gets past that 46-yard line. Move the chains. I give credit out to Ricky Nolan. Looks like Dusty Bain and Josh Devlin on the chain crew on the other side for Jesup this season. Under a minute. Another first down. Seems very familiar. Is this deja vu, Sauer?
I think so. You know what they say about deja vu? It's a glitch in the matrix.
I was waiting for a better a punchier punchline on that one. I had high hopes.
I think we've actually been extremely focused tonight and going off on mini tangents. So I'm glad I was able to bring out the softer, funnier side of you tonight.
Well, there you go. Second down and 10. 22 seconds. Quick play to that flat and still up, still going, and Nick Moore will get him out of bounds. We got what's Smoker plans this weekend? We got any protein going out in the on the Timbq or the sour sauce, smoking with sour?
No, nothing this weekend. I gotta get some ducks in a row. All my ducks are kind of all over the place right now, so I need to be a little more laser focused at home to get some stuff cleaned up on the back end.
Can't just be smoking meat all the time.
No.
Last play potentially going downfield. Coverage by Nick Moore. He's going to break it up or pull it in. I don't know. No, he knocked it away or no, did. No, that ball is incomplete. Good coverage, though, for Nick Moore.
Yeah, he was right there. That's, an awesome throw from Iowa Falls, a 50-50 ball. Nick is a phenomenal athlete, and that you got to be someone special to be able to take him over the top on that.
This should be the last play of this game. Looking long, looking far, looking for an opportunity, and it's going to be too high out of reach. But we're going to get one more in here on that incomplete. Making some changes.
Throw up the V, victory formation, best formation in football. Sure, everyone gets lined up correctly, on and off, ball game.
Jesup back on the winning side of things. It's been a little while. 35-6 is our final tonight from Jesup in Class 2A, District 6. As they move on, Jesup will move on with a record of 3-4 overall. 1 and guess I get the hiccup in there. 1 and 3 in district play. Getting that first one in there. Iowa Falls-Alden will drop to 2-5 overall and 1-3 in district play. So if we're playing along at home, and I don't know if you've got any scoring updates, but if we're looking at how this sets up in district standings, and again, the first 4 move on to postseason. PCM pretty much was the season guarantee and favorite to win this district, and they are marching that way with I think shutout right now in West Marshall.
I believe so.
So they would go to 4-0. West Marshall with that loss would go to 3-1. Iowa Falls goes to 2-2. Jesup at 1-3 now. Union in that situation, they're up right now, so they would go to 2-2, and Vinton would be at 0-4 when it's all said and done. So sitting right now in that 5th spot, not necessarily where you want to be. You don't want to be in that 6th spot, but
no.
Next week could really show a lot of what's going to happen as I look ahead to that schedule next week, which puts us, is it the 14th, right? No. 11 plus
18.
11 plus 7 is going to take us to 18, and that is going to see Iowa Falls at PCM Monroe.
Yep.
Jesup hosting Vinton. Is this really going to come down to the Union-West Marshall game?
You know, here we go. So I'll try to do a better job of explaining it on the broadcast next Friday. But number one, we took care of what we needed to do tonight. We needed to win, and we won by 17.
And by
plus.
margin, yeah.
So I will get a real write-up so I'm not just kind of freelancing up here. We did what we were supposed to, and it probably is going to come down to we need to take care of what we control. We need to win by 17, and then we'll see what Union and West Marshall does next week.
Jesup victorious. Preston Youngblood, he has 2 touchdowns tonight, one with a 25-yard run, another with a 72-yard run. Treptow earned one with a 1-yard scamper to the end zone. Tice Larson, though, 2 touchdown catches, 1 for 15, 1 for 2. Iowa Falls with that 1 touchdown in there, but Tice Larson gets some history for himself.
Yeah, and that's, and history still has to be written going into next week, and I'm going to peel back the yearbooks and the record books. We're going to look at some of the really great things RT has done throughout his career. Preston, what he's been able to do for a career, and I'll have some fun tidbits for the listeners next week, so stay tuned.
You're going to have a fun week, aren't you? Getting ready for this.
Oh, yeah. Every week's a fun week.
Well, Coach, thanks for being up in the press box again, and we will return next week. Our next broadcast is scheduled to be Senior Night, the last regular season game of the year, as we will see Vinton Shellsburg come in and honor the seniors we have on Coach McMartin's second year as a head coach in this team. For Coach Tim Sauer and our on-site producer Anthony Baugh, as well as Kramer operator Eric Clark, I'm Nate Klaberg. Final again tonight is 35-6. Jesup moves on here in this 2025 season. You can watch this game again on replay on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Heartland Technology. Music courtesy of bensound.com. Go Jayhawks, and good night.